All right, Roger Martin here from Billings, Montana. This is why I love X22 reports. You get stuff here that you can't get anywhere else. So, boom, let's do this. These corporations are now coming after Mueller and going to sue his butt and charge fraudulent activities on his part and fraudulent claims. So, this is going to get very interesting.
Prove what you're saying. Now, Paul Sperry tweeted out the following. Breaking. New U.S. District Court filing shows defense lawyers in Russian trolling case have demanded judge hold Mueller in criminal contempt for making allegations against the IRA Concord in his final report that were not made in the indictment, including that it was a Russian government op. So it looks like whatever Mueller did by pointing the finger at this company, he is digging his hole deeper and deeper and deeper. And it looks like he has a lot of explaining to do. And this is why he could never get anywhere with this company. He was delaying, stalling, doing whatever he possibly could to make sure that this didn't move forward. Now, Mueller is in a little bit of trouble. And this also brings in Bill Barr, because when you look at the court doc, it says defendant Concord Management and Consulting LLC, by and through undersigned counsel, respectfully submits this motion seeking an order to show cause why Attorney General William Barr and Special Counsel Robert S. Mueller should not be held in contempt for violating the United States District Court for the District of Columbia Local Criminal Rule 57.7 by releasing prohibiting information and opinions regarding the guilt of the accused and the evidence in the above caption pending.
So, it looks like Barr is also on this for a criminal charge. This is going to get wild. There's no two ways about it.
Criminal case, thus interfering with Concord's right to a fair trial. Now, I do believe that Barr knows that this whole entire push to get Concord, by now, he knows that this was completely fake, phony, and false. And most likely, this will be dismissed, and they'll just say, you know what, we're not pressing charges anymore. And we'll have to see how this all plays out. Now, Rod Rosenstein, the Deputy Attorney General, dropped some damning information relating to the FBI handling of the Russian investigation. Rod Rosenstein spoke to an Armenian Bar Association gathering on Thursday night, where he dropped a bombshell related to the Federal Bureau of Investigation handling of the Russian collusion probe. He said the FBI disclosed classified evidence about the investigation to ranking legislators and their staffers. Someone selectively leaked details to the news media. And there you have it. Rod.
So, these leakers have been doing this illegal stuff for a long time. It's time to put a stop to this crap.
The rule of law. And as it turns out, Trump was right all along, and the feds were indeed working against him. Rod Rosenstein also criticized the Obama administration on how they handled the investigation. He said some critical decisions about the Russia investigation were made before I got there. The previous administration chose not to publicize the full story about Russia, computer hackers, and social media trolls, and how they relate to a broader strategy to undermine America. And Rod Rosenstein right now, as you know, he was involved with a lot of different things, and most likely he is trying to save himself. We see President Trump gave an extensive interview with Sean Hannity, and that was last night. The president made several stunning comments about the Mueller investigation. He talked about previous wiretaps, the upcoming Inspector General report, the deep state, and his firm plans to declassify a significant amount of background documentation. For the first time, Trump used the terms attempted coup and overthrow to discuss the coordinated effort against the administration by the previous administration, including Clapper, Brennan, Comey, and other lower level officials within the intelligence apparatus. And we know that these players that were trying to get him, they are now being exposed. through the D-class, through the OIG report. And Trump continually mentions these things to make these people panic, because when they panic, fear sets in. Once fear sets in, they do stupid things. And as you can see, this has been part of their strategy, to turn the screws a little bit each time to make them do something. And what are they doing? They're collecting evidence. They're monitoring these people. They're under investigation. Yes, and they have warrants. FISA works both ways. Paul Sperry tweeted out the following. Breaking. President Trump tonight in Fox News interview suggests it was inconceivable that former President Obama did not know about the Comey-McCabe-struck-Brennan Clapper operation to overthrow his new incoming administration in late 2016, early 2017. And if you notice, Trump continually points the finger at Obama every chance he gets. Why? Well, there's a very good reason. He was behind all of this. And there are other reasons that we're going to get into in a little bit. So what is Trump going to declassify? Well, he's going to be declassifying a lot.
So now we get into what is going to be declassified. There's a lot. Listen to this.
He said, I'll be declassifying FISA applications, the Gang of Eight material, FBI 302s, all elements of his 5 buckets of information. And he's just
5 buckets of information. I don't know what that is, but there must be a lot. And you can bet General Flynn is behind a lot of this, because he's got information through his intelligence agencies that points a finger at exactly what was done. And you can bet Admiral Rogers does too. This is where the military is key, and the high military intelligence is key on this, because they know the proverbial crap is going to hit the fan. It's just a matter of time, whether it's this summer or this coming fall or next year when we get into the political elections. It's going to intensify until it reaches a climax, and this stuff is fully released probably towards the end of this year, or maybe into next year, but it will. Trump will get reelected, and this stuff will fully hit the crap will hit the fan, and prosecutions will fully be intensified in his second term. And we'll see this stuff cleaned up, and these people went after like never before. Mark my words. This second term is going to be a term of prosecution and cleaning up the FBI, the DOJ, intelligence communities, and others like we've never seen. And they're going to wish to hell they had never got into this mess.
Just going to lay it all out there. And he's saying timing was very important. A lot of people wanted him to do this a lot earlier. But he said, you know what? I think it was right for waiting. He's going to do it at the right time. People were telling him to do it before the Mueller report was even out. Of course, they would have said obstruction of justice. I wonder which individual told him to do it beforehand. He waited for after the Mueller report. And now is the right time.
So we're going to get into the Horowitz report, and Joe DiGenova is coming out saying this is going to be a bombshell.
By the way, Robert Ray mentioned that there is the Horowitz report coming out in May or possibly early June. There's another report that everybody has forgotten about involving James Comey alone. That will be out in 2 weeks. That report is going to be a bombshell. It's going to open up the investigation on a very high note, and there will be criminal referrals in it. The FISA court abuse is the center of this entire abuse of governmental power. And the chief judge of that court has already ruled that the FBI broke the law, and that the people at the head of the Justice Department, Sally Yates, John Carlin, the Assistant Attorney General for the National Security, all knew about it and lied to the court, the FISA court, about it.
Now,
All right, so 2 weeks, this is coming up. I'm going to end this. I'll give you the full link on this. But this means in 2 weeks, the pressure and the screws are going to really tighten. So we're looking at sometime in the middle of May for this pressure to really come on. And we're looking more pressure come out in June and July this summer. And these screws just keep getting tighter and tighter, more painful, more troublesome. And someone is going to run or squeal or try to run and squeal or cover their butts before they start to run or panic. You're going to find out the full scoop on this crap. And believe me, like Trump said, this is never going to happen again. By the time this is all done, this will never happen again to a future president or incoming president. You're going to see. Again, this is Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Good day. Okay, again, this Paul Sperry's bringing this stuff out. Obama, again, is more guilty than Putin. This is what is said here.
Soon, and it's going to be a bombshell. Now, according to Paul Sperry, he tweeted out the following. Breaking. FBI agents Joe Pienka and Mike Gaeta, along with the Department of Justice official Stu Evans, are figuring prominently as witnesses in IG Horowitz investigation of Department FISA abuses. The findings in the forthcoming IG report are said to be devastating. He went on to say, developing. It is now looking as though there is more evidence that Obama had a heavier hand in interfering in the 2016 election than Putin.
Here we're getting into Obama and Soros partnering up.
Prosecutors
Listen.
investigated ANTAC, which is the Anti-Corruption Action Center, over missing $4.4 million in U.S. funding. They were told to stand down by the Obama officials. I wonder where that money went. When the new prosecutor, General Yuri Lutsenko, went to meet Obama ambassador to Ukraine, Marie Yovanovitch, she says she was stunned when the ambassador gave me a list of people whom we should not prosecute. It turns out ANTAC was co-funded by the Obama administration and George Soros. And it was
co-funded by George Soros and Obama Foundation. Very interesting.
Collaborating with the FBI agents investigating then Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort and all his business activities. The implied message to Ukraine's prosecutors was clear. Don't target ANTAC in the middle of an American presidential election in which Soros was backing Hillary Clinton to replace Barack Obama. Let's move on to post 3325. Hugh says, why would a president of the United States, this is Hussein, all caps, bold, in kill brackets, assign renegade as his United States Secret Service code name? Define renegade. Noun, a person who deserts and betrays an organization.
I'm going to go past this. Not important. This may lead into something important.
Are Hussein records sealed? Unusual? Q. Obama's first executive order was to seal his personal records. This way, nobody can find out who he really is, where he came from, who trained him, and whatnot. Post 3126.
Now, this is important. Why would we elect a president and the first thing he does is seal his records? There's something so screwy about Obama that is just wrong, wrong, wrong. There's something with the CIA, there's something with intelligence agencies, there's something with the manipulation of his very being. And this has never been addressed. Why?
Q said, did both of Hussein's parents learn Russian? Yes, they met in a Russian class. Is Russian a common language to learn? No. Think then, think now. Think Nellie Orr. And Nellie Orr is in brackets and bold. Why would you need to know how to speak Russian in their fields of practice? Public fields. The Cold War? Because they were part of the intelligence agencies. Obama's family.
Now you see that the intelligence agencies, the CIA and other groups have been using Obama all along and funding a lot of his crap. Again, our CIA needs to be cleaned up big time.
Family is linked to the CIA. Obama hired Brennan.
Big time. His father-in-law, his mother's father's big time CIA. And that's come out in several books. Big time. Obama, mother, and his grandfather are big time CIA operatives.
Brennan. It's all part of the same thing. He was the Manchurian candidate. He was groomed, he was taught, and he had a mission: destroy America. And that is what he was doing.
Again, quote unquote, Obama had a mission by the CIA, destroy
While
America.
he was smiling at the people.
I'm going to leave it here. This is the biggest bombshell, and no one in the media has talked about this bombshell, which is criminal. But the CIA groomed Obama to destroy America, period. Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Good day. And I can show that from several books, several sources, and Obama's past history. And this is why his records were sealed. But why? The bigger question is why the Supreme Court or someone else didn't step up and stop that sealing. Because our intelligence agencies, the CIA, our criminal part of them needs to be cleaned up. And this is why they wanted to get rid of Flynn. This goes back to Flynn. Flynn wanted to clean the house, the Central Intelligence agencies and other agencies. And these agencies did not want him to. And all this stuff is treasonous, high treason, high treason. And it's going on right in our own government. And we need to clean house for a lot of decades. Goodness, Roger Mark from Village.